Welcome to day 2 of this 31 days of quick tips for Studio Pro 8. And in this video, we're going to take a look at how we can go about slicing our audio and loops within Sample One. This is a new feature in version 8. So we're going to hop over to the browser here. I'm on the Loops tab, and I've got this drum loop that I'd like to slice up within Sample One. Let's go ahead and double click to audition it. Okay, so I'm going to click the stop button at the very bottom here, and let's just right click on this. We will send to a new Sample One. Let's go ahead and close out our browser. Now within our Sample One, we'll come to the sample list area here. We can see the loop that was brought in. Let's right click on it, and then I'll choose Slice Sample. And then we open up the slicer window, and we can see that we have some bend markers here that are going to indicate where our slices will be. I can come to the bottom left-hand corner and play this back. We can hear that sample. I'll again click on play to stop playback. Now at this point, all I need to do is click on slice if I'm happy with where these bend markers are. I'll go ahead and click once on slice, and now we can see that it has been broken up and spread across our keyboard. Now down below, we have this little white indicator that's going to correspond to whatever sample is selected here in our sample list. So if I select here, we can see that our white dash has moved there, and if I click on this key, notice next to the one that's highlighted, there's a little circle that appears to help us kind of identify which sample we're actually working with. But now, just in a few seconds, we've got that drum loop mapped across individual keys. And if I were to come to the sample list area and right click, I'm going to choose to insert matched instrument part. Now this is going to create a MIDI part that's going to have a pattern that will play this back as just as the original drum sample plays. So I'll go ahead and click on insert matched instrument part. Then let's move our Sample One out of the way. I'll press the space bar to play back. Now to finish up, we'll take a really quick look at some of the parameters that are available in the slicer window. And I'm going to close this Sample One out. Let's come to our browser and come to the Instruments tab. Let's drag in a completely empty Sample One because I'd like to show the second way that we can slice our samples or bring up the slicer window within Sample One. We'll hop back over to our Loops tab. Let's left click and hold on that drum sample. Now I'm going to hold down Shift. Now when I release with the left mouse button while holding Shift, this is going to automatically bring up our slicer window. And again, at this point, I can just click on Slice if I'm happy with where these markers are placed, and it's going to create those individual samples across our keyboard. But again, we'll take a really quick look at some of these parameters here. So at the very top, we have Standard. That's going to be on by default. We can also select Sensitive, so it's going to be a bit more sensitive in its analyzation of the transients in our audio file. I'll go ahead and put this back to Standard. We have Analyze and Reset. So if I click on Reset, all of those markers are going to be removed. I can then set the threshold to, say, a lower value, click on Analyze, and then those markers are going to be placed at this new threshold. Now, even after it's been analyzed, we can come to the threshold and just left click, hold, and drag. And we can see that as we take this up, more markers are going to be added. And as we reduce it, more will be taken away. And I like to use my mouse wheel and just hover on this to make adjustments. Now, of course, we can always come to the window itself and then just hover on one of these markers. We know that we're hovering on it when we have two double arrows, and then now I can left click and hold and make an adjustment. We can left click, hold, and drag down in this window to be really precise about where we're going to place this marker. Now, in between these slices, or at least what will soon be slices, we can hover at the marker or near it. And then we have this little audition tool that becomes active, and I can click once to audition. And this can be at the front or the back. As long as you're near these markers, it's going to audition. And that can help you make your decisions on the placement of these markers. So next we can see that we're going to create 15 slices of a possible 128. In the top right, we have undo and redo. So if I were to come to this marker here, left click, hold, and just drag this to change the position, but I'm not happy with it and I want to put it back exactly where it was, I can just click on the undo button here, and we can see that that goes back to its original position. Now in the bottom left, we've already seen we can play back the audio file that we brought in. Clicking again will stop that. Now, if I come to the window and left click, hold and pull down, playback, it's going to auto scroll. We have this button here for auto scroll, turning that on and off. Now, next in line, we have some fade outs. And if I were to say, take this up, we're just going to increase the fade out that's added to where the cuts are going to be made at the end of our samples. Okay, so we'll go ahead and wrap up here. This has actually gone on a bit longer than what should be for a quick tip. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next day's quick tip tutorial.